That slide for me, I don't need to read anything or see anything else other than that slide if I just want to understand what held me and kept me stuck for years. And I'm assuming because you're made up of the same stuff as me, that you can tell your own stories about why you can't let go. Once I let go of being strong and became more vulnerable, then life got better and better and better. And this is like a representation of that diamond. And once I let go of my thinking, 80% of all that thinking just left me. And I relied on my feelings. It gave me a quiet mind. And most of the time, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And if, to be honest, having days like yesterday tell me how good the next 364 days are going to be. And that's the diamond talking to me now. Felt like TikTok then. The diamond, and I have wisdom. I'm playful and my true nature. And you're not broken. You're not lacking. You are enough. You are love. And you are loved. You have all of these elements inside you. And you just allowed circumstance and your thoughts about circumstance and the meaning you give to the circumstance to coat the diamond, to cover it in crap or rubbish. And you're one decision or one thought away from the next good feeling to take you away from that. I just think it's relevant before I read the poem, I think, and on the basis of what I just said already. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Henry Ford apparently said that. But I've used it in training. It just popped up in my mind and I thought I'll write that down. But sometimes it's hard to break a pattern. Sometimes it's hard to even know that you've got a pattern. But if your life is complex, that means you're overthinking it. We project our fear onto things, you know? We are wired for fear, and then something might happen, and then we project onto that. And then we think that's the thing that keeps us stuck, or that's the thing that gives us the fear. The poem I wrote in 2019 is called Rainbow of Emotions. Bit of a theme, isn't there? Do you want? Sorry, I didn't ask. Do you want to hear a poem? Okay, I got enough thumbs up to say yes. Okay. Now this was about a little bit about my family, but I've modified it today so that you understand that there's some other stuff in it that can help with your thinking, but it doesn't detract. So it's called Rainbow of Emotions. When we think that life is too hard, dealt with what seems like the wrong card, and you're at an all-time low, feel the opportunity to rise up and grow. Remember the rainbow colour is green for go. Focus now on yourself for a change. Life is colourful with a full range. Self-compassion is the key, and so is self-care. A fuller life for all, they who will dare. A rainbow has 7 colours to add to your glow. To be kind and open is more than enough, even though letting go can feel so tough. The world is all yours to go and play, to make it fun, happy, and light the way. Rainbow is family, it's always the truth. A pot of gold for you, my brother, learning this from our wonderful mother. In the now, life will be all right. A future so loving, sunshine and bright. The end of the rainbow is your insight. Life is for living, and it starts with self-care. self-love for you to openly share. Keep you lifted, a true feeling of heart. Being like this, insecure thoughts will depart. Without end is the family crest. Rainbow is you. Show up at your best. I just had to do that. I wrote it, like I say, 2 years ago, and I am indulging. The rainbow means a lot to the 7 of us in our family. We all have a certain colour, and it keeps us close as a family when we lose people. So it has whatever connotation it has for you, and there's a connotation in the film, and we can talk about that as we go through the conversation. I'm going to read this now. I'm not talking about fear. The question is a rhetorical question. You can answer it if you want in the chat. What would you do to move forward if you didn't have to feel bad about it, no matter how things worked out? And follow-up question, what would you attempt if you knew you couldn't fail? And the presupposition is there is no such thing as failure, only feedback. So remember that future I talked about? 100% reliable, 98% unpredictable. What are you planning for? The 2%. Your fear's coping with the 2%. I talk about living in the moment and responsive intelligence. That's all you need. Responsive intelligence. Respond in the moment. I'm going to read this one as well. This wasn't planned, sorry. These are here, but it wasn't planned. I hope I can do this justice. The aliveness of life is while we can't undo what is done, we can see it, understand it, learn from it, and change. So that every new moment is spent not in regret, not in guilt, not in fear or anger, but in wisdom, understanding, and love. There's a little note here, and Tracy will like this. Tune into your radio AM. That's the radio, that's aliveness mode. Not fear mode. FM's fear mode. Tune into your AM for that. Just to pre-frame it a little bit, I want to discuss the Wizard of Oz, okay? I know it sounds a little bit like twee or something, that we're talking about a film, but actually we're not. We're talking about life, okay? We're talking about life here. And if you're looking for your home outside of yourself, then you're going to have a lot of coping mechanisms for life. If you're looking for happiness outside of your life, then you're going to have to look long and hard for that. And I'm here to tell you now that the first time when I stopped being strong and I became vulnerable and I looked inside and found my happiness inside, nobody can take it away. And I've never been so happy in my life, ever, with that vulnerability. And I made some notes about the Wizard of Oz, about home, and to me that's true nature. Heart is feelings. You can't break your heart, by the way. People say they have a broken heart. I used to think for years I had a broken heart. You can't break your heart. You cannot break it. You can think you break it. You can think you're insecure. You can think that you're not happy. But you can't break your heart. The brain's an obvious one in the film about thinking. Seemed happy when he wasn't, didn't he? Courage. Courage for me is like confidence. It's in the no thinking. Don't think about it. Get out of your own way. The witches was easy for me. They were the shitty committee. Even the good witch. Ooh, controversial. Let's discuss. Oz was a wizard. That's to me about expectation. That's about expectation. They were expecting someone else to fix them. They were expecting the magic to come from someone else. And I tell you every week I'm just pointing to it. can't give you it, but I can point to it. And I can tell you from my circumstance of being stuck to my circumstance now of aliveness, all I've dropped is my thinking. Truth. You get the truth, the elements, the principles of mind, thought and consciousness. Your thought gives you your consciousness. You will think to the day you die. So don't think this is about me saying to you, don't think, oh, I took one breath to get that out. I'm not telling you not to think. I'm telling you not to apply any meaning to your thinking.